Hey guys, I'm Josh and I'm going to take you through my BANDFIT daily stretch workout. Now I've got it as part of our BANDFIT Essentials 12-week training program to do on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays, in between the full body workouts which are done on the other days. However, you can benefit from doing these stretches every single day, which is what I do in the mornings when I wake up. Now our first exercise is going to be a good morning. So you might have seen this one. You don't necessarily need to use a band for this one, but it helps. So just put the band over your shoulder and stand on the band. Now you can use a light one to start. You're going to put your feet a little bit further than shoulder width apart and get your band just on the top part of your shoulders there. And what we're going to do is hold the band. We're just going to lean forwards while trying to keep our hamstrings reasonably tight there. So what you really want to do is give your hamstrings a good stretch and really work that lower back as well. So the further down you go, the more it's going to stretch the hamstrings. Now if you want to make it a little bit easier, just bend them just a little bit, but the whole idea is to really get that stretch on the hamstrings. A lot of us have extremely tight hamstrings because they're such a big muscle. They hold a lot of stress. I notice after doing something like this, even just 1 or 2 rounds, that I feel a lot of stress leave my body. I walk better, move better, and I'm in a better mood to start the day. So I usually do this workout as soon as I get out of bed. I scull a glass of water, do a bunch of stretches like this, and I take my dog for a walk. It's a nice start to the morning. And boom, just be careful when you're getting out of this one. You don't want to hurt yourself with the band. All right, our next exercise, we're going to open up our chest and our shoulders by doing a banded pull apart pass through. So this one I'm going to use 2 of our BANDFIT grips. Put them in front of you like this, slide them out probably about shoulder width apart. It's going to depend on how flexible you are for this one. You're going to stand inside the band here. Now the idea for this one is to lift up, out, back in, and then pass through. Okay, so now a lot of people aren't going to be able to do that, and you really want to focus on where these grips are so that the band doesn't slip out. So a lot of people, if you want, you can just go out, back in, up, out, back down. That's probably going to be easiest for most people. But doing this here, you want to slightly open up. So move those hands just out a bit, and it's really going to open up those shoulders. Really just get everything firing so that your posture's going to be in a good position to go make the most of your day. Now, I've been doing this a while, so obviously I like to open up completely, pass through. Considering that for about 3 years, I couldn't even lift my left arm up over my head, I'm pretty happy to be able to do this. Training with resistance bands has completely healed my frozen shoulder, which I've seen a million people about, and I can never heal, so it might do the same for you. It really activates your joints, it really just gets everything freed up and moving without a lot of stress. Alrighty, our next exercise is going to be a hamstring stretch. One of my favorites. I always struggle with tight hamstrings. I walk a lot and I run a lot, so I always get tight hamstrings. So what you want to do is just lay down on your back, put the band behind one of your feet, and just pull up like so. Now, you might only be able to get to here. That's fine, as long as you're feeling the stretch. Just bounce around inside that stretch, let it play a little bit, feel where you're tight. You don't have to go stretching as hard as you can. Now I like to go out to the side, stretch my adductors as well. I've had a few injuries from kicking and things all over the past. I've actually used a lot of these movements to recover from a lot of injuries. Now if you want to start getting a bit deeper into the stretch, just pull back a bit more, really feel it on that hamstring. I like to move across either side just to feel it a bit more. Cool. Now to move to the other foot, alternate, and pull that one back. You're going to notice that on the first set of doing this, you're going to be a little bit tighter, and then the second set, you warm up a little bit. Now see, I'm not just pulling it back into one stretch and holding it. I like to kind of move into it, more of a dynamic stretch, bounce around in that movement. Out to the side, stretch your adductors. You might not be able to get out to the side, you might just be able to get out just a little bit, but have a play, see where you can get to. And back up again. generally do about 10 to 12 of these, but I kind of just go by how I feel. Cool, now I've loosened up my hamstrings a fair bit. Exercise is going to be a thoracic spine stretch. So this one, we're just going to be putting our resistance bands onto our BANDFIT grips a little bit higher using our dual purpose door and pole attachment. We're going to go down and we're just going to lean forwards over like this, letting our back stretch and let that resistance band decompress your spine. You can do this one standing up if you've got the anchor up a little bit higher. Now what I like to do here as well is just alternate dropping my elbows down, and that's really going to stretch my lats. Now again, if you just let it pull, just let your body fall down onto that band and let it open up your back, just taking that pressure off. We've all got compressed backs from sitting down so much, driving, sitting on our phones, sitting at desks. Alternate, dropping that elbow down just a fraction, just let yourself really feel that stretch. What I really like about using bands for stretching is that it's dynamic. You can bounce around and play in that movement. You can bounce in and out of difficult positions. And when it's hard, you just let it pull you up, like so. Back up to our anchor. This one, you might want to use a light band. It's going to be helping you get back up. So depending on how tight you are, you're going to be able to go down here. Now you might only get this far and just let the band kind of pull you up there so you're not going all the way down. Now if you want to go further down, that's cool as well. Let it stretch right out to stretch your quads. I like to go all the way over on this one because I've been doing it for a while and I've got that flexibility there now. You might only be able to get to there. Just let yourself get a really good stretch. You can stretch your hip flexors. You can even pop up a little bit more just to get more out of it. Just don't let it go because then you're going to hit your head on the ground. Maybe do this one on some carpet at home instead of a warehouse. All right, so that's my morning BANDFIT stretch. I generally go through that 2 times, sometimes 3 if I'm feeling a bit tight. Give it a go, comment down below and let us know how you feel after doing those stretches.